The El Nino weather phenomenon likely to disturb rainfall patterns in Botswana. And the senior national women's soccer team, the Mares, face Tanzania in an Olympic qualifier. Once again, a very good evening to you if you're only just joining us in this news. I'm not alone. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. And first up, Mr. Malebogo Sarefo, who is a beneficiary of the ongoing presidential bull donation initiative, has been advised to take proper care of the cemental bull that he has been gifted in order to improve the quality of his livestock and his livelihood. This call was made by the Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Dumiso Rakari, when handing over the bull to Mr. Sarefo in Etsa 4 cattle post yesterday evening. Monica Siswaila and Tiny Tsugudu with more details.
Beef production in Botswana plays an integral role in the overall sustainability of the agricultural sector. In 2019, Statistics Botswana indicated that the agricultural sector as a whole contributed 2.1% of the country's GDP. With this ongoing bull donation drive, the president aims to enhance the efficiency of beef production for higher prospects in this sector.
Poea ka puso e go enela yana tautonare we tlhokomele we baballe e go thuse go oketsa letsalo jaaka re bona gore o dirile maiteko ebile jaaka ntse go bolelwa gore o tswa ko kae ka thuo ga e tle le nosi e tla le mokoro o dirilweng ke bana ba lona go jwaneng mme mokoro o gape lone ga o tlehela o sena le haele sepe o na le dijonyana tse le gore di tla kgona gore di tsamaye malatsinyana mongame
mpho e tshwana le one di bonwa mo lehatsi la rona la Botswana hela ko mahatsi a mangwe dilo tse ga dio sa bone se dira hala ho ha ile re batho ba lebella Botswana na lebelela ba sutega batho ba modimo bosigo ha ba robale ba leka batho ba te go khubela lehatsi mo ile gore batho di botso ga buyo ni yone tuo e tswana le yone ha iyo mo go bone.
For the 70-year-old Mr. Malebogo Sarefo, who started with only 4 cows from the compensation program after the devastating effects of cattle lung disease which ravaged the district, leaving his claw empty, hope for better gains has now been restored. This bull will augment the 52 he has managed to restore.
Kana go tshwana le ke a leboga ke leboga mpho e ke netswi modimo kono o dirile mo bathong ba bothe gore kana go e ka be ke nela po ene ke sa isulela gore nka e rua mo botshilong jwa me jaanong ka mao kwa ntse yalo ke lebogela modimo gore a nele thata ya gore go mo ene ke babalele jaaka ntse ke babalela leruo le ntse ke nanalo
re Sarefo ke morui yo dirisana thata le phatho gore wa kentisa ha kana go ya foot and mouth ha di go modlwala wa reporta ha gona le sengwe hela sa thoka ntse ka tsone wa re latela go office.
Through this initiative, farmers are urged to be optimistic about livestock production amid the challenges they face, such as diseases, livestock theft, drought and climate change. Monica Satswaila, BTV News.
And still on the bull donation drive, Mr. Musiela Mohako, a farmer at Kabekai Cattle Post near Gumare, appreciated the red Brahman bull he received through the president's initiative, saying it will improve his Tswana breed cattle and the livelihoods of farmers in that region. Mr. Mohako received a high pedigree bull from the Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Dumiso Rakari, on behalf of President Masisi. Tutang Matlawapiri reports.
Mr. Msiela Mahako, a farmer at Kabekai Cattle Post in Gumari village, is counted among 40 farmers in Okavango, Ngami, Mount East and Mount West constituencies who have received 40 high pedigree bulls from the President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, who is championing the bull donation initiative. The initiative intends to improve cattle breed and beef production, ultimately making Botswana a prosperous nation.
Hela ha ile gore tse di mo sakeng di tla be di rophile e tla be simolla ithuthuntsa e be le gore morago ga dikgwedinyana tse di kalo re Mohako tla ba simolla go bona dinamane tse dintle tsa red Brahman jaanong poera ke po tsa tanki go tswa mo go tautona wa lehatshe la gago a go leboga o le Motswana a go lebogela tiro e tona e o e dirang ya gore o bo o tlhokomela mme o sa tlhokomele hela o amogela dikgakololo mo go bone ba ile gore ba maleba gore ba go gakolle ka tsa temothuo.
Ke lebogela se tautona a se dirile mo ile gore ga gare ga batho ba kana ba bona gore ta ke a go abela mo gakopong mme ke tsa gore jaaka ba setse ba buile ta tlhokomelo mo diateng ke tsa gore le nna ta re go tswela go ya pele ke tata ke itshetsa ka yone ke tsetsa bongwana ke tsetsa le baagisane ba ke tshelang le bone.
With efforts to improve the declining cattle population in Botswana, thorough assessment of this farmer, who currently owns 43 Tswana breed cattle, was done before he was chosen as a recipient.
Re mohago ba haetso ke morui yo dirisana thata le ba lephata la veterinary ka gore wa kentisa ka nako ya mokento wa foot and mouth ga dikgomo tsa ge di lwala wa reporta ya ka tshwanetse le tsone dikgomo tsa tekera gore la ka di bona ka ga di a honwa ke motho yo practice very good animal husbandry practice.
O tswelele o baakanye re lebogele le gone gore le wena o supile gone gore o ye ga ena go nna ya gago hela e tana le ya mongwe le mongwe o le gore ba pile le ene re dumela gore mo nako e tang o tatsa ke wena ebile o ta balaletsang gore honorable minister ta o bone gore seno wa se mpha se dirile go le kana kang mo morakeng wa rona.
This initiative comes at an opportune time when government has developed measures in the agricultural sector, including new technologies that these farmers can optimize on to improve their breed and ultimately meet government's aspirations of being the best in producing quality beef globally. Tlotlam Matlabapiri, BTV News.
Farmers in the Maung East constituency have been urged to collectively take care of bulls that have been donated to their counterparts in that constituency. When presenting bulls on behalf of President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, the Minister of Health, Dr. Edwin Dikoloti, said the animals are quality breeds that will improve genetic makeup of cattle in the region. Baranyane Samakata with more.
Minister Dr. Dikoloti donated 4 bulls out of 10 bulls which were allocated to Maung East farmers. The minister applauded the Northwest farmers for their tenacity in livestock farming, despite some challenges they faced in the past, such as losing their livestock to the outbreak of lung disease in their area.
Mera itse kgaolo e yanga milende ke kgaolo e leng gore mo thuong le tsamaya go pele re le ntswa na le dikgwetso tse di senkarang ka sepe mme hela jaaka le ntse le utlwa gore re se thabisao na le lebogo na kweneng go na le lekgwago mme a se ka kgobega marapo nna dumela yala gore mme gone mole ke a go dira gape go mo go supa gore tota thuo le tswa kgakala le yone mme po e
However, government was commended for its effort to revive the agricultural sector that will help in boosting the country's food security.
Ta dumalana le nna gore selo se re tshwanetse ra se leboga ra se galaletsa segolo bogolo jang ka gore puso e tsere tshwetso ya go sa bapoe go diplasing ya bela rona ba re mo nokeng ka kitso ya gore poe tar hai di bolola phakela e kopane le ya ga ramorulaganye e kopane le ya ga dikopane le ya ga best jalo jalo hela mme marole a tsone a thabologe.
Beneficiaries have vowed to ensure that this initiative becomes a success by taking good care of their livestock.
Le ko AI ke ta le ka gore ha e dirile manamane be ke a tsa ke a lathela mo AI ke ra gore ke lebogile thata ka ha puso e rulagantse ka teng
kwa ambishe o shianju a shimbape wa shi ka shanje peke
ke le bolelela gore mpho e ke hilwe ga se ya me ke le nosi
o yanje no ba kwetu mo ndunda njinji tuli pamwenji
mpho e ke ya me le ba rena rothe mo thuteng e re le mo go yone ye
oku ke le nna hela tota le ke le itumele se thata le ta re thabolla dikgomo mme ke le tshepisa ke le solotsa re poe ke ta e tlhokomela
Some of the bulls that were donated in this area included a Brahman, Sherlin, and 2 Simmental bulls, which are all ready to start breeding. Maranyane Samagata, BTV News, Maung.
And as government calls for mindset change, young Botswana are encouraged to venture into cattle farming since it has proven to be able to sustain livelihoods. This was said by the Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology, Mr. Thulagana Sekgokgo, when donating 2 bulls to 2 young farmers in the Maun West constituency through the Bull Donation Initiative.
Mr. Manja started his cattle farming journey after inheriting 3 cows from his father, while Mr. Moroja bought some of his cows from the proceeds of his electrical installation work, as well as acquiring some in exchange of goats. Both these young farmers have been doing well, hence it was befitting for them to receive the bulls in order to improve their breeds.
Go bua e se nna go bua Dr. Ledimo a bua ka ha monna ona le ga re mmitsa re monana a berekileng ka teng a itlhatlhisitseng ka teng a tshwaragane le bona ka teng ga utlwa o bolelwa ya ka re bolelwa ka tshimologo ya morako wa ga re Morojwa utlwa pelo ya gago e nona o itlala ke boitumelo ya motho o ntsenyana batho etso botlhokwa ke ene o re mo lebileng gore a nne sekao mo Batswaneng ba bangwe
o bo tsene mo tiro ya gore ye tiro ga ke tokeriwa dikgomo jaaka nne ke di ruile o tshwanetse o ikgothatse gore o tšhentšhe sengwe mo go ruwe jaanong.
The beneficiaries appreciated the donations.
Poe ke mphoe tata inthusa dikgomo tsa me ga dina go togogwelwa nako ga dina go togetsa ke nako ya go gwela re lebile gore ke yana ntse ke adima ke emela beng ba dipoo gore ba gwedise ke bo ke go ba kgothosa dipoo tsa bone ke to go gwedisa kwano itumelela mo reng a ke tsorong ka ithe ke re nya le modimo na le nna o gongwe ke te ke bone gore nya tota modimo wa nkaraba ya ka ba itse mahoko a sa tswa bua re nya ke latswa ke thware gore la re dilo tse di diragala mo botshelong.
The beneficiaries were also advised to take care of the bulls so that they can reap the intended rewards.
Ke re ke go ta khothatsa barui ba bangwe gore le bone ba iteke go dira ka thata especially banana
ra mogela dikgwetho tsa rena le tsone mo kgaolo but the wish is for this gift to grow in bounds.
Ke so se se siame thata ba gaetso gore kgomo ye e to go mo tshela ja ka no se buile tona.
Minister Sekgokgo informed farmers that government has introduced the livestock theft unit within the Botswana police in order to tackle livestock theft, especially that it is one of the challenges facing farmers in this area. Sebastian Tebogo, BTV News.
The donation of bulls to farmers across the country is part of President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi's drive to erase income disparities in Botswana. This sentiment was echoed by the Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Timisola Kgare, as he presented a cemental bull to Mr. Tuye of Ngauku Cattle Post in Nokaneng on behalf of the President. Tani Tsukudu and Solofelo Tombale.
Government has continued in its efforts to invest in the country's agricultural sector to diversify the economy and address the crisis of declining numbers of cattle. President Dr. Masisi's administration has at the same time not forgotten its pledge to leave no Motswana behind as they work to grow the economy.
Ra mogela ibile re lemoga gore Batswana ga re lekalekane ka itsholelo. Me o batla go bona sekgala se se leng teng magareng ga ba ba itsholetseng le ba ba sa itsholelang se tswalega jaanong a ba re ke simolla jaanong go kopa dipoo mo Batswaneng ba ile gore bana le dipoo gongwe di le mmalwa gore jaanong re kgone go neela bao ba ile gore ba di tlhoka ba bangwe.
But it was revealed that this donation will add to the recipient, Ms. Satsai Tsui's long-running efforts to support herself through cattle farming.
Me Satsai Tsui o simotse go rua ka 2009 a rua kgomo o ele namane le wana na e tshwarwa ke rraagwe bana kgome ke kgome tsetana e te gona ya gare kgome ke yone e motsaledise o e dirile lesakale o na e thokomela me ne re nako e tse tsala o e tsetse botoranyana ba a ba tsana ba ne tonanyana e rekisa ba go reka yana magadi o a change
ke re modimo o ka re o ka nna le nna a nketella pele a nela mata go hitaha ka nna le thatanyana e ka ya go gone go ka tsadisa dikgomonyana tse ke di oketsa di nna dikgomonyana tse dintsinyana hela yana ke re le ene o na ntsa di nthusa ngwana mogolo yo tokomeng le ne ke mma go pele ha morena ke re modimo o ka re o ka monela mata le ra tswelela ra tshwaragana hela yalo da tsala hela da ya pele hela yalo amen.
Ms. Ngui is one of many farmers in the Northwest District who are happy beneficiaries of President Dr. Masisi's Bold Donation Initiative, which is focused on reaching farmers, even in the most remote areas of the country. Tsolofelo Tombale, BTV News.
And the farmers who received bulls through this initiative of donation in Ngamiland district were encouraged to regularly get in contact with the veterinary services officers whenever they suspect that the bulls might not be in good health condition. This was said by the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Boitumelo Maseko, when presenting a bull to Mr. Khakinabetso Motsoake of Mapororo Cattle Post on behalf of the President. Lesoro Mokwaisi compiled the report.
Mr. Khakinabetso Motsoake's journey in cattle farming started back in 1967 when his father gifted him a cow. But Mr. Motsoake lost his cattle during the outbreak of cattle lung disease in 1995. Immediately after the restocking program, he traced his steps back into farming. Hence, it is befitting for him to receive this bull.
tautuna ka maabela go ya gonna ya letsopa la mohuta one gore a ya tswelela a dithabolle le go heta ya ka re itse gore mone ke gore re tokagatse letsopa la lerua la rona gore e re di rekisa go mahatsheng nama ya bolenja nama ya tsone e be e ka re busetsa sengwe se se botoka
ka boeteledipele ba ga tautona ba bona le ponelo pele a ba boa gape a re ke batla gore Batswana ba ba itekang ba ba berekang thata ba supang gore ba na le bokgoni le tsamaeng le ba ntlhopheleng gore e nne bone ba ba tla nnang le segola gore ba thusiwe ba belwe dipoo yaka go ntse go tsatsa ikinkiwa re Motswake re bolelwa mosepele wa o tsereng.
Just like any other farmer who have benefited from this program, Mr. Motsoake could not hide his excitement, saying the bull is donated at an opportune time when he desperately needs it.
La guarda le peu, e la carici le peu, che se muove ma è cara la peu. Ho la ate. Chiudi. Peu io. Quate. Quati sa quello quantiata. Chione peu.
Tautura ba ha tsu o tapurutele tso. Wa ba dipoko le dipheleu. Kama ikalelo a gore Batswana ba kule dikgomo tse di na le boleng tse ta rusa kgomo ha go e rekisa pudi ha go e rekisa phele ha go kana nku ha go e rekisa e bele nunuhile e ta re gata sekale go supa le ke kgomo e ta go busetsa seo.
It is hoped that farmers from neighboring cattle posts will also benefit from this bull to improve their breeds. Lesoro Mokwaisi, BTV News, Mapororo Cattle Post in Ngami District.
And Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Boitumelo Maseko, says the bulls that are donated to Botswana have been screened to ensure that they are productive. Dr. Maseko said this when handing over a bull to Ms. Khaserojwe Mhapa of Namanyani Cattle Post. Lesoro Mokwaisi continues.
These bulls are of special breeds intended to improve the standard of beef as well as increase cattle herd in the country as it is evident that cattle production has declined in Botswana over the years. As such, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi felt the need to assist Botswana by donating bulls to them.
Ya ka re mmona a le mo morakeng ke motho o disang a le mo morakeng ke motho o thokela melana le rua la gagwe a le ha mo morakeng a sa dire ya ka rona ba re gato gona le remote control ntse malatsi a ka ibile re netswe maranyane o nna ntse re hey di kae ko ba sepodisi ba taba re gakole ba re le rona ne re ya re nne gone kwa re bone ka re ba bangwe ba bothalenyana ba di ja moga rona sa ntse re dilo ko go letsa e tshumo e kae wena sa yo e bona gore ha kae yana mme mapha ene ke motho e leng gore o disa a le mo morake ja ka re bona bonno ja ha gore ke bonno jo bontse ja bo thomokomeletsegang
mo thuong dikgomo tsa rona di ile ko tlase ka palo boleng bo dikgomo tsa rona le bone bo tlhoka gore bo tsholediwe gore ha o le motho o tshwanetse o ronne le palo e lekaneng ya dikgomo tse po le dikgomo tse di namagadi mo sakeng di tshwanetse re nne palo e rileng yaanong re tla be re go ha po ena mhapa gore e tle go go okeletsa dikgomo mo sakeng e tle go oketsa boleng ba dikgomo tsa gago gore e re ha o rekisa ya ka go ntse go buiwa ka go ithusang ka teng e re tsena ko marekisetsong ye go dira skale.
Ms. Mahapa applauded President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi for this noble gesture.
Ketare mankgodiwe re ne pula kae helele gae mapapana kgadile kgomotso moreke metsi dianwa kae ke pina pula ke opela gore pula o tlo go nnela kgomo ya mene e ne dikgomo e ne matoto yo tene ga tene bitsa ke go modimo hela ja ke rapela modimo wa spiritual ga ke rapela modimo wa spiritual ke tsenya badimo ba re mapale ba ra mokgopudi sengwe le sengwe sa msa shama
se gore mme mama hapha ke ene motho o le se go hela mo kgaolong ya ngami tota kgomo thuo ya rona gone ka kwane ka ke itseng ka teng gore batho ba ba ha ba bothe ska gore ska ra bitsa re ke poo a re bitse gore ke peo ya ka kwane go gore kgomo ya gore benefita barui ba kgaolo e rothe.
Bull donation in Ngami district. The bull donation in the Ngami district is expected to conclude on Sunday. Lesego Mokwaisi, BTV News, Namanyane Cattle Post, near Sihitwa village.
The Botswana Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists says inadequate numbers of midwives and obstetricians is an obstacle to the delivery of high-quality services. This was highlighted during an ongoing workshop focused on educating mothers about the challenges that doctors face while caring for patients. Refile Mutube with more.
In an effort to address these challenges, the doctors urged the government to prioritize the training of additional staff. Out of the total 40 obstetricians in Botswana, slightly over 30 work in the private sector, leaving a limited number to adequately cater to most patients.
The recommended number is about 6.9 per 10,000. That's obstetricians and gynecologists, not doctors. Obstetricians and gynecologists. Looking at the East and Southern African countries, they sit on an average of about 1.4 in all those countries, East and Southern Africa. When we look at Botswana, it's 0.05 per 10,000 population.
The health system in Botswana was further encouraged to practice process counseling to reduce the growing number of cases where patients' health is put at risk.
Quite a number of programs have been put in place to try and improve our skill. We are being trained, but being trained is not adequate if we don't see the implementation of that training. It is never adequate if we never pause to evaluate, to see the impact of the training that we have undergone.
It's a holistic issue. If we are short of midwives, as the fraternity, when the budget speech is being read, and we usually listen to just that first day. Now, when it comes to ministries actually presenting on how they are cutting the cake, how many of health professionals are listening to this cutting of the cake to see if the resources are going to the places where the resources need to go to?
The Medical Society, comprising of doctors from various specialties, has committed to efforts aimed at increasing staff training and ensuring equitable distribution of resources among healthcare facilities. Refilo Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
In more news, members of Ntladi Kgosi toured the Sekitumile Masira Teaching Hospital on Friday to appreciate the facility and to get to know more about the services that are offered at the hospital. Speaking during the tour, the chairperson of Ntladi Kgosi, Pizo Gaborone, said the hospital is of high standard and is fulfilling its role of bringing quality services to the health sector. Terima Kweng.
The establishment of Sekitumile Masire Teaching Hospital came at the right time when government was still considering cutting the cost for referring patients to hospitals outside the country. Services offered at this hospital are aligned with one of the Sustainable Development Goals of good health for all, as the hospital renders quality services, some of which were not previously offered in the country.
Mosepele o le o neng batho ba ntse ba o tsaya tota o gotsegile ka gore jaanong mo lehatsheng la rona ra itse bana ba rona re ba isa dikweleng go ba go ithutela tsa bongaka mme puso e tsweletse gape ka fa e baya infrastructure e ka netefatsang gore batswana ba bona ditlamelo tse di tshwanetseng.
More details about the hospital were outlined, which include the fact that the hospital is a government-private facility and has partnered with University of Botswana to offer facilities for the practicals of medical students.
Private facility. Ke makgolo a le mane le masome a matlhano 450 bed capacity. Re kokelo e fang ditirelo tsa maemo a gapegileng ebile di sa bone gope gape.
Details of the kind of equipment found in the hospital were outlined, of which it was said is of high quality standard.
Rena le malao a ileng gore one ke malao a beetsweng malwetse a re a bitsang gore ke ya go internal medicine. Ke malao a le 118 mme malao a harologantswe jalo ka bo rre a harologanngwe jalo le ka bo mme. Malao a harologantswe jalo le ka malwetse a harologaneng a ileng gore gongwe batho ba ba tebeng ba le gone go go tlhokomelwang balwetse ba ba go internal medicine ba tebe ba le mo malaong one a harologaneng ka tsela e ntseng jalo.
The hospital, which is yet to be officially opened, has been doing telemedicine amongst other services with the intention to give remote healthcare provision in the future. Terima Kweng, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Botswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, BUAN, had their first ever National Agriculture Dialogue to discuss the El Nino phenomenon and the effects that it has on plants and animals. Speaking at that event, the principal meteorologist at the Botswana Meteorological Services, Mr. John Sterlin, said although Botswana is experiencing moderate El Nino, it has the potential to disturb normal rainfall patterns, which in turn affect agricultural production. Terima Kweng.
Botswana is known for its semi-arid climate condition, and the last time the country experienced El Nino was in 2016. However, in recent times, El Nino is said to be moderate, causing temperatures to be around 1.5 degrees Celsius above normal.
And currently we are having this watch, which we are about 2 months into the El Nino phase now, and it's expected to peak around December, January, that's where this El Nino peak.
The climatic condition of El Nino in this country is likely to have adverse effects on livestock and crop production. As such, farmers were advised to prepare feeds for their livestock and water irrigation systems in their farms.
re di supplement mme a setse re na le seemo se sentse yana supplementation ga e tle go bereka go tla tshwana gore ano di hiwe di seka tsa topolelwa a di hiwe gore di itshegetse e re ga di na le manokonoko a El Nino kampo a dryness di be di kgona gore di thuse.
Details of how to prepare livestock feeds were outlined, which included the preparation of hay and fodder mixed with molasses for greater results.
There are simple feed formulations that we sometimes share with farmers, participants at the courses of the Botswana. I see several of them here in the audience. And we are going to have one such course early next month, so we can prepare ourselves. If possible, harvest some forages. Low quality grasses.
Government has also come up with some measures aimed at addressing some challenges facing agricultural production during this drought period.
We do advertise courses. We also do our own in-house training. There is farmer training always taking place at Rama, especially those who are in the production. We also have the Lumbu Training Center where we do train farmers on different aspects of livestock production.
In a month's time, Buan, through their Center for In-Service and Continuing Education, will offer a course for interested farmers who would like to learn more about commercial farming. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Gaborone.
Nurturing young people and teaching them to be self-reliant in areas such as fashion design at an early age is said to be imperative, as this will help the sector to grow and position itself to compete in the fashion global market. This was emphasized during the Fashion Without Borders show, which was intended to promote fashion industries in Africa. With the details.
Over the years, Africa has been largely reliant on Western countries as their main providers of fashion materials. However, local fashion designers are hopeful that this gap can be filled provided there's a proper education about fashion design, particularly in young people.
We should nurture them when they're young. They should start when they're young because nowadays life is difficult. Schooling only can be the issue. So when we start them young, they grow and they love, they have passion, it's fine.
I genuinely started doing fashion design in African print because I felt like Africa was not highlighted as much. I felt like also Western fashion is like dominating the whole world. And I felt like also young kids also need to be indigenous and just wear their African prints and wear their attire every single day if they want to.
It's my grandmother who told me if I start a fashion show line, and I said, okay, you'll do amazing, never give up, so never give up.
Even though fashion design is a business, it can somehow be used to raise awareness of many issues such as social ills.
And I've done many initiatives like the Fashion Against Bullying because I've been bullied a lot in the past. So I started an initiative for young kids who are also being bullied to speak up about it and for something to be done about it.
Winners of this show will be given an opportunity to go to South Africa, Durban, for internship in May next year. BTV News, Gaborone.
And with that cue, we go straight into the sports news with Joseko, who's standing by. Evening once again, Joseko.
Evening,
Let me just straight away give it to you. Take it away.
Oh, yes. Thank you, One. And greetings to you all. As he has already mentioned, Joseko bringing to you Botswana Tonight sports news. And with that, let's just get straight into the sports news. The senior national women's football team, the MES assistant coach Alexa Maleti, says the lessons that they learned at the just-ended COSAFA Championships in South Africa will play a crucial role in their campaign as they embark in the Women's Olympic Football Tournament Paris 2024 qualifiers. The MES begin the campaign away to Tanzania in the first leg encounter slated for the 26th of this month. Lydia Apologo compiled the report.
Malete highlighted that some of the valuable lessons they acquired include techniques on how to avoid conceding goals in the early minutes of the game, as well as how to start and defend the game, among other things. When the two last met in 2020, Botswana beat Tanzania 1-0, while Tanzania reversed the score in 2021.
If you look at the two games that we did not win, our first game against Namibia, we conceded early. From a wide ball in the external corridors. The second game, or our last game against Zimbabwe, we also conceded early in the game. Both goals, we conceded them under 10 minutes. To be specific, on the 4th minute and the 6th minute, which changes how you want to play. And then the second goal, Zimbabwe, we conceded from a set piece. So those are some of the things that we are looking at. How do we start games? How do we defend with balls from the wide areas? And all of them were high balls, and we have tried enough to the best of our ability to prepare for those kind of situations.
Moreover, the coach always spoiled for choice as he has an injury-free squad.
Preparations are going well. We had a short break of 3 days after our COSAFA tournament, and all the players that we wanted are here except for international players. They will join us in South Africa, but so far so good. The preparations are going well. The girls are responding very well, and so far we are happy with the things that we wanted to work on. For now, there are no injuries. Everyone is available for selection. Not a new book to us. We are also not a close book to them, so we know each other very well. Even though they have refreshed their squad, but the way they want to play the game model, we are well aware of it, and we are looking forward to our game against them.
Team captain Kesagofetse Odinga Mochawe says their aim is to stay longer in the competition, as this will give them the much needed exposure to build their career.
First 15 minutes, concentration is going or as consider the illegal. I important the Tataga are qualified. Some sort of hit or hit the around the young way.
The mess will rely on the evergreen players, such as the BFA's Women Player of the Year, Lesakora Diaganyo, Gitumezi Benten, Ditebe, Skipper, Gesakofezi Odinga Mochawe, Lone Haufetore, Ontamitse Diwi, and the duo of Mamelodi Sundowns, Sedlame Boseja, and Refule Tolakele, among others. The team is expected to head to Tanzania for the first leg encounter, billed for the 26th of this month on Sunday. The return leg will be played on the 31st of this month at the National Stadium. Lydia Apoloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Lazarus II's impressive road running season continued last night at the Kenyan as the Kenyan dominated the inaugural 2023 Run Gaps by Night marathon held in Gaborone. The Kenyan long distance specialist won the 21.1 kilometers race in a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 29 seconds to bank 7,000 pula in the first ever night marathon. Lydia Poloko has more.
The main 21-kilometer race was officially started by Minister of Defense and Justice Musi from Game City Mall as runners headed towards the city center. Lazarus, who has been dominating local marathons this year, controlled the race from the start to finish. The Kenyan runner, who has recently captured the UB Marathon, clocked a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 29 seconds, while Sisebo Matlapeng of Chobe District Club came second in a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 49 seconds, pocketing 5,000 pula. Another Kenyan, Glady Kipto, rounded the podium positions after completing the 21-kilometer route in 1 hour, 9 minutes and 56 seconds.
I'm happy today because I did not expect to win because I am a marathoner. And the coming weeks, the other weeks, I was racing also. Like I was in UB Marathon and I won. So this one I was just trying to get a speed.
In a later photo, Carnegie level competition at the because I was competing with the guys from Kenya, Bali 6, another one was Zimbabwe, and I gained a page in a gale and target so
Kenyan athletes also controlled issues in the women's race, securing gold and silver medals. Sheila Saina, who was running under Team Fearless Fitness badge, scooped first position in 1 hour and 25 minutes to take home 7,000 pula, followed by compatriot John Jetro, who recorded a time of 1 hour, 26 minutes and 56 seconds, while Giziso Joseph of BDF Athletics Club managed to secure the third spot.
I'm happy for the performance, but though it was tough today, it was too hot. So it was difficult for me, but I thank God because I finished first. I'm grateful.
Yes, I am happy, though I got injured in 10 kilometers and I just reduced. But I'm happy because I've completed. It was very hot. Then I reduced and also I had a hip joint.
The inaugural Run Gas by a Night Marathon featured 10-kilometer race, 5-kilometer and 2.5 recreational distances, along with competition of athletes with disability.
We have also received potential in terms of so
the night marathon, which was the first of its kind in the country, was also used to raise awareness on combating crime and featured over 2,000 runners from various clubs, as well as some participants from China, Switzerland and Kenya. Lydia Apoloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Still on marathon news, Minister of Defense and Security Kagiso Musi applauded the organizers of the Run Gaps by Night Marathon for successfully hosting the event, as the objective of the marathon is not only a celebration of athleticism but to also help reduce crime rate. Lydia Apoloko continues.
The historic night marathon intends to dispel the fear associated with nightfall as well as keeping healthy. The Minister of Defense and Justice, Kagiso Musi, however, says it is imperative to host such events as they also play a role in uniting people.
I can see success before we go on the road because of the crowd which is here. 2,000 people registered for this race tonight. It's very exciting. And we are going to run in the streets of Gaborone to try and develop peace in this country, safety and security for our people and for our nation. Well, now first it's me and then it's you be my neighbor. We work together and we do things together. This is what this is really encouraging.
European Union delegation in Gaborone is strongly supporting the government plans of Mayor of Gaborone to create safe roads, safe passage for runners, for cyclists, for pedestrians, so everyone will be having possibility to run safely with not harming with motorcyclists and the roads. By saying this, I would like to really say something in which is a common language. Viva la sport!
Benefits tsa teng sa ntlha ke tsa botsogo tse ile gore ya ka batho ba ntse ba itshidila mebele yana go hokotsa go go bongakeng kana go dipateleng ya no gape go nela yana ka go iragala seemo se go ke nako ya go socialize le go network, so it's one of the benefits ya ka bona batho ba ntse ba buisana ba reng so thata le for safety gape ya batho ya ka ba kgobokana gape ile leng gore e na le ba sepodisi mo teng.
Musi further encouraged the public to be open and transparent about crime issues.
I want to encourage us, we should be very open and transparent about security. Sometimes we find that let us know, say no to crime in any form, whether it's GBV, whether it's child abuse, whether it's stealing property, let us say no to that from now onwards.
Run Gas by a Night Marathon came to an end yesterday, and organizers are looking forward to hosting the second edition next year. Lydia Apoloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And now into Botswana Premier League updates. Security Systems registered their second win of the season after a 1-0 win over Masitelka in a game played at Dinaledi Academy in Odi. The only goal of the game was scored by Bokang Ratibana on the 32nd minute of the first half. Let's take a look at the highlights of the match as well as post-match reactions from the two teams.
To calm down a bit.
We've talked about it, perfection or precision. A good ball, very good ball that was, very nice cutback, and Systems players very late in getting into that box. It's another chance, and Systems will have that goal. They failed to clear their lines, and now Systems have taken the lead.
They have started the game looking like a team that wanted to score first. Security system, and they've done that. They've missed that chance, having Butile Sakana defended well there, but second chance they couldn't defend well. And Ratipana, like I was saying, he managed to pull a little bit and get that goal.
Bokan Ratipana, the goal scorer, want to break the ice in this half, really.
No, red card. If you already for let's one idea decision in Malib, because player idule kwa be hata coach ina ka tsa go ngwe ka bo bo hela di coach di lo ka bo tsore ke tse dumela go ka bo indile hash e ka bo kile ba o ba banela di yellow card bothe ka bo bedi. Coming to the game ke tsa hore bafana ba tshamekile. I'm happy with 3 points, even though re ka bo re khona go wina 2-0.
No, it's not. But I think the takeaway from this game is we need to improve, especially offensively. I don't think we did enough to get anything out of the game. Look, we're playing with the young boys. I think in terms of the discipline in the fullback positions, it was not there. So we are leaving too many gaps on either side of our centre backs. It was actually playing to the centre systems because it's a team that plays in the pockets and they've got runners copy. So I think second half it got better when we went with 3 at the back. We were able to deal with those spaces. But again, in the final third, we didn't create enough to cause them problems.
In the other Premier League games played today, Murupule Wanderers played to a 1-1 draw with Nico United, while BDF 11 beat 11 Angels 1-0. Now into the women's football, Security Systems ladies booked themselves a place in Gaborone City Region FA Cup semi-finals with a 4-0 victory over Big Sisters in a quarter-final match played at Likidi Football Center yesterday. Systems will face Mazoti, who knocked out Prisons 11 ladies in the other quarter-final game, also played at Likidi Football Center. Katlaho Kakule has more.
The two teams started the game cautiously, weighing each other up in the first 15 minutes. It was, however, Systems who enjoyed possession and looked more likely to score the opener, but Sisters' defense remained watertight to force the game to recess in a goalless stalemate. In the second half, Systems ladies appeared to have taken coach Umpile Madala's instructions well as they scored the opening goal through captain Lesego Keleboge. Keleboge took matters into her own hands again as she scored her second goal 6 minutes later to double Systems' lead. Lau Nemoloyi also registered her name in the score sheet, scoring Systems' third and fourth goal to make it 4-0 in favor of Systems and book a semi-final date with Mazoti FC.
We wanted to contain them, catch them on counters, which really worked for us because we missed the 2 chances. Yeah, we could have been 2-0 up, but the substitution of our striker due to work commitments, she understood what we wanted, but in the half-time we had to sub her work commitment, so things started changing now. Yeah, so in a tournament situation, when they score 1, all will break hell loose. Yeah.
The reason why we managed to open them up is first half we were moving the ball too slow. So hence they were playing a low block, so they were closing those pockets quicker. So we ended up in the second half to advise our midfielders to play quick passing. So, and the mobility should be of high speed. Hence, that's why we managed to open them up.
Other quarterfinals games will be played after the ladies' national team assignment in Tanzania for the 2024 Paris Olympic qualifiers next week, as most of Gaborone United and Double Action players are in camp with the national team. Katlaho Kakwele, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Until we meet next time, have a blessed night, and let's continue rallying behind the hashtag #changing hashtag BW mindset change. It is very vital. And with that, let me bring it back to Ona Rabanting to give you the headlines of tonight. Ona?
Well, thank you, Josero. Have yourself a good evening.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Ona.
All right. And we wrap up this bulletin with another look at the stories taking the lead tonight. Farmers in the Okavango and Gamiland districts welcome the President's bull donation drive. The El Niño weather phenomenon likely to disturb rainfall patterns in Botswana. And the senior national women's soccer team, the Mares, to face Tanzania in an Olympic qualifier. And well, that's it for tonight. The weather update comes up next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Lita Watihomo. Tomorrow, expecting cloudy, becoming partly cloudy conditions over southern central and northeast. Northern central, Chobe and Gamiland, we're expecting some partly cloudy conditions. Also expecting some patches of clouds. In the morning, we're expecting mild temperatures over Khanzi, Khalagaji and Southern, ranging between 12 and 15 degrees Celsius. Southeast, Khatleng, Kwening and Southern Central, we're expecting warm temperatures between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. Also expecting hot temperatures between 21 and 23 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting hot temperatures over Khalagaji, Southern, Southeast, Khatleng, Kwening, Southern Central and Northeast between 33 and 35 degrees Celsius. Khanzi district, we're expecting very hot temperatures between 36 and 37 degrees Celsius. Also, we're expecting extremely hot temperatures between 39 and 40 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. New fires were detected over Ngamiland, Southern and Central districts. The fire danger index shows very dangerous conditions over the entire country. Therefore, the public is advised to handle fire with care. As for the SADC region, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Port Elizabeth with 25 degrees Celsius. Maseru and Manzini are expecting clear skies with 25 degrees Celsius over Manzini and 23 degrees Celsius over Maseru. And Antananarivo are expecting some thunder showers with 26 degrees Celsius. Beira and Harare are expecting partly cloudy conditions with 30 degrees Celsius over Harare and 31 degrees Celsius over Beira. Jerusalem and Blantyre are expecting some showers with 30 degrees Celsius over Blantyre and 32 degrees Celsius over Jerusalem. That's the weather forecast. Good night.
Right now, ke mo Letsola Thebe Hospital mo Mau. Ha ke leng teng ha gona le network ya Wi-Fi e leng gore ke dumela gore rotlhe ba tsona re itse re teng. Ke ntse ke le gone mo Letsola Thebe ke tsoma dithusong tsa me ke bo ke nna hantle ke dirisa Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi e mo Letsola Thebe e botlhokwa hela thata. E botlhokwa me le